Hey guys, welcome in. Welcome to my studio. This is where I create. We are going to create a poncho today. I hope you have fun with it and grab some things out of your closet. A t-shirt, a couple of t-shirts, and a hoodie maybe. And maybe a couple of skirts if you have some, but we don't have to use that. But 3 or 4 or 5 t-shirts, 6 would work. So let's get started. Today I'm actually working with a hoodie and a couple sweaters. Hey guys, my name's Wendy Bryant and I am the designer behind Creo Shop. Today I'm going to show y'all how to make a cute little funky poncho, something like this, that you can take some of your old t-shirts, upcycle them. It don't have to be a t-shirt like this one is not. This is just a regular shirt. It's probably a poly or something. And this one's actually got a little bit of a sweater feel to it, and this is the bottom of a skirt. This side actually is kind of a t-shirt, and again, a bottom of a skirt. And so, grab you some clothes out your closet, and let's get started. So what you're gonna wanna do is lay out that main piece like this, and you're just gonna cut off the sleeves, basically. So if you see, the sleeves are gone, and here is the sleeves. This is what it's gonna look like when you cut it off. You can save those pieces, because there's sometimes I use them to add a pocket, or if I need a little extra piece here or there, I'll take them and I'll use them for that. The next piece you're gonna need is your 2 side pieces, and it's gonna be the same cut. You're gonna cut them just like this. You're gonna cut both sides off. And so I chose a sweater. For this side, and a sweater, a very thin, like little cardigan, I guess. But I like the pop of color, and so I chose that. The only problem is that this side was a little shorter in width, and so I thought, well, I would just add a piece of another shirt. And that's basically all I did, was take a t-shirt, and I just cut off one side of it, and I cut off the sleeve. And so that's just gonna add me a little extra in there to push that sleeve down a little. And the more, like say if you want it longer sleeve, you could just add another piece in here to push it down, if that makes sense. But if, personally, I like them like this, and then you could just wear a long sleeve shirt with it if it was cold. Some people like to wear them this way, just like this, and they just leave this for, you know, I don't know what you call it, for not really decoration, but just part of the shirt. How about that? All right, so that's all you have to do. But remember that I like to, for this particular construction, I do right sides together. So I would just lay it out like this. And then I just like to match up the shoulder seams right here. And if you have some of these little clips like this, you can just clip it together like this. And you could go all down the side and do that, and then just stitch it together. But personally, I do it a little different. I like to start at the shoulder seam, and I don't even clip them, and I just run that stitch down both sides. And then when you flip it over, you're gonna have that nice little folded edge right there, okay? Super simple. You're gonna do that to all of your pieces, to both sides. Just this particular side will have an extra piece in it. Yours may not, okay? You could add an extra piece just for interest, you know. but you don't have to. So basically, I just wanted to extend that a little further to match, kind of match this side. And that's why I added this piece in. But you're going to do the same process here and then again here. And basically, you're done, okay? You can go back and even up the bottoms if you want to, or you can leave them different lengths. It's kind of up to you. You might want to add another piece to the bottom here. I have people like them all kinds of ways, so it's basically up to you what you want to do. But that's the gist of the poncho, and then from there you can finish the sides or add in patchwork or embroidery or whatever, you know, to spice it up a little bit. On the sides, sometimes, like I told you, I'll take the bottom of a skirt and I will put right sides together, cut it off, put right sides together, and then you have this extra flare to it. I'm gonna back up a little and you can see it. And so it hangs longer, and I'll give you a little suggestion. If you like don't want that length down there, I just go in and I just kind of round it off and then finish those edges off. Okay, and so basically that's it. And if you don't want to add this, you could take the bottom of a t-shirt. I don't have one here, but I do have the rest of this one. And all you would do is just cut it whatever length you want it. You know, just cut it off at the bottom and right sides together on that side. And that adds a beautiful finish to it also. I have also taken the sides right here, if I didn't add to it, and I will just take a little tiny strip of t-shirt from the bottom of a t-shirt or in the middle of a t-shirt, whatever, but I'll just cut a little tiny strip and I'll ruffle it on there. Like I'll sew it, and as I sew, I just kind of push that t-shirt up a little and make a little ruffle, and I'll finish the edges like that. Or you can finish them with lace, you could tuck them under and hem them. It's so many things you could do. You just have to use your imagination and figure out how do you want to finish your t-shirt. You could also put a kangaroo pocket right here, or just a regular pocket, you know, to add some interest. A lot of times on the back, I'll like to add some patchwork, or sometimes I'll even take another t-shirt, I'll upcycle it, just like we're upcycling these, and I will just cut off the image or the wording or whatever that's on there and that I like, and I will hand stitch it to the piece. So if you have old vacation shirts that you kept over the years, or say you played a sport or you like a certain team and you kept all those, or your kids played sports and you gathered all those t-shirts over the years and you don't know what to do with them, this is the perfect project. And I actually encourage people to wear their story. And that's how you can wear your stories, by just the t-shirts that you saved in your closet. Maybe you saved some from a loved one and you're looking for that special project to do with it. Yeah, you could make a blanket or whatever and use that, but you could also wear it. You could wear that story, and you could really get a lot of details in there, and just maybe do some hand stitching. Maybe you have a special saying that you said to each other, or a special poem or something like that. You could hand stitch it onto it. You could also get someone else to hand stitch it onto a piece of fabric. There's lots of girls on Etsy that do things like that. If you don't want to take the time to do it, you could print out the words or have someone print it out for you on a piece of fabric, or you could, honestly, you could probably even print it out and iron it on. There's lots of different ways you can do things like that. You just have to use your imagination and figure out exactly, you know, how do you want to tell your story on your poncho. And I would love to see them. Y'all know that. So you can leave that in the comments below if you would take a picture of it and leave it in the comments below, or you could tag me, or, you know, on Instagram, Crochet Makers. Or just Crochet, but I would rather Crochet Makers. That's kind of the hashtag that I'm using. And you could just tag me so I could see what you're up to. I'll show you a little more of my studio. some of my paintings from over the years. And then this is my favorite piece of art. I did not paint it, but it is of Jesus holding a lamb. But I have lots of places to sit. Y'all can visit me one day. We can sit and chat. We could paint. We could sew. We could go get lunch.